welcome back to my channel. My name is Isokeno if you are new, and today I wanted to talk about my 2-year and 8-month Sisterlock update. It's been a while since I made a video, but let's just get into the update. What did my hair look like at 2 years? I'm going to insert some videos and pictures. I did go to the Sabine Hallway Natural Hair Salon in Brooklyn to get a trim. What happened was the nape of my hair grew a lot faster, and it does grow a lot faster than the rest of my hair. I just trimmed it out to make it more even. Nicole did my trim and she did a really good job. I also went to Carez. So if you've been following me, you know that Carez is a Loctician who installed my locks, and she's in Houston. I was in Houston and I went to her for my 2-year retightening. And it was really nice because she got to see my hair 2 years later. I made a TikTok of that, so I'm going to insert the video.
Getting my Sisterlocks retightened. My grid is nowhere in sight. Scalp massage. Grid is back. I lost a lock for the first time. Check out my YouTube channel Isokeno for more.
We decided to cut off a lock because it looked weak and it was going to like fall off anyways. So that's why we made that decision. The third thing is that I've noticed that my hair in particular really does not like to be, I don't want to say locked, but my hair is very frizzy, and I've seen some locks that are very like manicured and like fine. My hair does not do that, okay? Especially during the summer. The summer is the toughest time. I got a kitten. That's Taz. Especially in the summer, my hair just gets so much more frizzier, and I think it is a lot harder for me personally to maintain because obviously you're sweating more, you're outside more, and I have to wash my hair more, which means that it gets, again, frizzier, and when I go for my retightenings, it takes longer time. The fourth thing that I want to talk about, honestly, is this whole thing about finding a loctician. Since I've been in New York, I have gone to 4 different locticians. All I can say is whenever you're deciding to get Sisterlocks in particular, because you know there's a whole system to it, there's a Sisterlocks website, it's not like it's the same thing as Microlocks, but you know it has its own structure. Make sure that whoever you're getting your locks with, you're able to build a solid relationship with them, because they're the ones taking care of your hair, especially if you can't do it yourself. They're the ones taking care of your hair, and it's their skill, because retightening is a skill that keeps your hair looking the way it is. I would say 3 of the locticians that I went to here in the city were pretty good. One of them, not so much. And this is the thing about, to my previous point about having more like frizzy hair. Whenever I go to a new loctician and they've never seen my hair before, there's definitely hesitation. Okay, there's definitely like, wow, you have a lot of hair, this is a lot of density. And sometimes I can tell that they're like intimidated. And for me, I just think it's part of like the experience to, you know, when you get your hair done in customer service, is like, I want to feel like the person who's doing my hair is confident in their skills and does not feel like my hair is a lot. Like, I don't want to hear comments about my hair. Honestly, I don't want to hear it. And yeah, it's just sometimes it just gets annoying. I'm really glad that I found Locticians in the city that do a great job, and my most recent Loctician, because I moved, she is really skilled, and I would say that even when I get my retightenings done, she also like twists them up for me, which I feel like, okay, I'm paying for the retightening, but I'm also paying her to like style my hair. That being said, she is really expensive. I don't know if you guys remember the video where I talked about Sisterlocks being expensive. So when I first moved to New York, I had to pay around like $200 and something for my hair. And for me at that time, that was steep. I just moved from Houston and it's a lot cheaper there. I want someone to guess how much I'm paying for my hair now, because now I pay per hour, okay? It's a very different experience. And when I compare it to, you know, my friends who have loose hair and they get like blowouts, weaves, braids, I mean, I think it costs at least $400 to get a sew-in or like a wig installed. Thinking about it that way, the price sort of makes sense. But I really just want someone to guess how much I pay for my retightenings every month. Okay, so another thing I want to talk about are my ends. Some of my ends are thicker than others. Honestly, because my hair is styled now, like I did a twist out, it's harder to show. Now, personally, for my style, for my aesthetic, like I don't mind. I don't really care if my hair is super cylindrical or not. However, it does make retightenings tougher or like a little bit more tricky for your loctician when they're pulling your lock through the hole. If you do plan on leaving your ends loose, be cognizant of that. I know some people are intentional about not even allowing their loose ends to lock. When you first get your locks, I think it makes sense because it gives you more volume. It's basically the look, right? But over time, you really have to be cognizant about how your hair is locking. So maybe that means that you may have to continue braiding and banding to ensure that you know, your lock doesn't swell at the end. My ends aren't like horrendously thick. That's just something to like note, because I know some people are like, I want my ends to be loose forever, and I understand it, but also like it's also, you know, the end of your hair, okay? It's basically the weakest point. Like at some point it's going to break off, so just something to keep in mind if you do want to keep your ends loose, is that they can swell, and you want to kind of manage that if you're not doing it yourself, because for your loctician it could become a problem. Another thing is that I have combined some of my locks. Some of my locks in the front have been combined because they were just weaker, and it made sense to combine them so that it doesn't cause too much tension on the individual lock. I think when I started my Sisterlocks, I had about like 607. At this point, I should have like 500 and something. If you're the type of person who's like tied to the count, you may or may not have to combine some locks at some point. It's very important when you are getting your locks to listen to what your loctician says in terms of getting the right size. Definitely depends on your density and the texture of your hair. Your hair is never gonna look like anybody else's, so you might as well just get what suits your hair best. I think honestly that's all I had to talk about in terms of updates. I do want to dye my hair, so I want to dye my hair like a brown, dark brown, like a little gingery, like Issa Rae's hair color in Insecure or in real life. Like it's just like a nice brown for her skin tone, and that's what I would like to do. I definitely want to go to someone who knows how to dye locks. So if you guys have any recommendations for people that I can go to in the US who can dye my locks, please let me know. I would appreciate it. For some personal updates, I have moved. I'm in a different neighborhood, and I really love my neighborhood. I love Brooklyn. I was by like at least 3 Nigerian restaurants, and that was super clutch. I was in Brooklyn for about like 4 years since I was in college, and I was like, I want to change. So I've moved apartment. My favorite part is that I'm by like the water so I can like take a walk, sit by the park. It's very calming. So yeah. Tess, say hi baby. Mama. Okay, I don't think she I got Taz when she was like 9 weeks and she's now 7 months, and she's the first pet that I've ever had. She's just brought so much more color to my life, and yeah, like I mean, she's literally my baby. The only thing about having a cat, or I guess a pet in general, is the hair. Like her fur gets everywhere, and it also can get into my locks. So obviously that's not ideal. Also, today is my birthday dinner. I turned 23. I've been adulting for a while. Like I cannot believe I've been adulting for 4 years. And honestly, it's really a scam. I plan to post more videos next year. When it comes to like posting videos online, I get anxious because I'm like, well, I don't know who's gonna see it. But I do want to post more in the new year just because I like the process and I want to document just things in my life. So I could talk about adulting, I could talk about just life in New York, being a cat mom. We'll see. We are still almost at 1,000 subscribers, and I would love it if we could get to 1,000. Thank you guys so much for watching my video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.